Thank you to DangerTalk's presenting sponsor, DraftKings. Download the DraftKings app now and use code DangerTalk. I've always said this too, and I've been saying this a lot recently, is that if somebody gets to see me play one time in their lifetime, one time, and really COVID really woke me up to this and everything going on in America, but if somebody gets to see me, we played in Miami, for example, or all these different places we get to go, and obviously there's not as many fans there anymore. So to me, it's, if somebody gets to see me play one time in their lifetime, I want them to remember it forever and say, like, you know what, like, that was the greatest player I've ever got to see. There was something different about him. There was something that was unique. There's something that every play he left it on the line. Everything he did, he brought all of his energy, all of his juice, every play, no matter how good it was or how tough it was or whatever it may be, like he really cared about what he did. And I think that when I watch you and Dallas Buyers Club, for example, and just what you had to go through physically. I mean, I think about that physically. I mean, I think about me training and having to gain weight, lose weight, do all that stuff, run in the training process for that. I mean, what the sellout that you have to sell everything out to be physically like that, right, but then also mentally to stay there and to be able to walk off the bus, as you mentioned, or get out your car and you're already on. I love that understanding. I think about the fourth quarter. Because sometimes people, I look forward to the fourth quarter. I look forward to when the game's, we're down, we got 1 minute and 54 seconds to go. All right, sweet, here we go.
You get a buzz?
Oh yeah, I've been buzzed. I'm already there. I've been thinking about this. This is the greatest moment right here. This is the time where greats show up. Mm-hmm. That's the fun. I've always thought that. I thought that when I'm down, when the score is against my odds, and the moment here is like, okay, this is what's going to make me great. Okay, this is going to make it's easy, because it's easy to make your layups, but it's tough when you have to make the game-winning shot, and then situation's 4th and 10, or whatever the situation is.
Do you feel like an underdog at all in those moments, and like that, or do you feel like, no, this is the time where I really show how much of a champion I am?
I don't feel like an underdog at all.
Okay.
I don't ever feel like an underdog. I feel like this is going to be one of my greatest moments. And what I've understood is that it may not always work, but in that moment right there, when I'm doing this scene or this moment, this play, this is going to be one of my greatest moments. And I think that understanding of that and appreciation and vision of that, because that self-talk, that vision, I've already played it over my head of how it's going to turn out. I've already visualized what this scene or this play is going to look like so many times over again that I've lived it. I've been here. I've been here all week. I've been here all season. I've been here all year, losing my dad, the things I've had to go through and different things like that personally in my life, my family life. I've learned how to propel those things into, propel those things into my best version of myself. And in the midst of chaos, in the midst of the moments, okay, now here's who I'm going to be. I'm going to show up today. And I think that, like I said earlier, that, we talked about earlier, that obsession with doing it over and over and over and over and over and over again. I already know they're going to be tired by the time I'm even just getting started. Right. You know what I mean? And I think that's a winning feeling. That's an amazing feeling to know that I can use all that life history and that experience to propel me to be successful.
Well, have you earned that by going through some of those hardships you were talking about? Like, you lose your father. I lost my father 5 days into doing my first show, Dazed and Confused, when I was most excited and turned on about my life. Wow, this is the number one thing in my life. I think I found something I might want to pursue as a career. Boom, my dad passed away. Well, that immediately becomes number one, the most important thing. And when that became number one, and me going back to act or became number two, or when I look at my family now as number one and my acting as number two, it doesn't mean that I don't give as much credit to the acting when I'm doing it. It actually allows me to do that better, to do my job better, because of that, again, that long view, knowing it's sort of the permanence and impermanence of what we do in that play, to go, I'm going to play like this the first time, every single time, and this is who I am. At the same time, I can only realize that when I understand that, my career is actually number two to my family, or to the death of how I felt with the death of my father. I just find that where priorities are, having acting as number two when it comes down to it has allowed me to be a better actor. I didn't put as
That's
much
good.
pressure on myself in situations. Now you tell that
Yeah.
to, you I don't know if if it's misread, if you misread what I'm saying, you would say, oh, you don't work as hard for what you want to do for number two. No, it helped me work harder and more clearly because I felt like my
Exactly.
priorities were straight.
No, that's a beautiful vision. No, I think that I had somebody really, really wise once tell me, it was Daryl Green actually. He talked about, the
Fast
five
spin in the
priorities,
NFL.
the five priorities you had to have. And he said the number one thing that you have to have, and you can only give 100% to these five things. And it was something like this. He said the number one thing is your faith, your God, what you believe in. Number two is your wife, giving 100% to her. Number three was your family, your kids. Number four was actually your occupation, your job, what you do.
Right.
And it wasn't necessarily that number four is a bad thing, but those three things
Yeah.
are going to be the only thing that you can take with you. Right. And then number four was your occupation, your job, you're obviously playing the game and being great at that and giving it 100%. Number five was your community and giving back, the idea of giving back, that idea of servitude and all that.